The wind howled through the narrow streets of Manhattan, biting at Emma Walker's cheeks as she navigated her way to the office. It was early morning, and the city had only begun to stir. Clutching her laptop bag tightly, Emma replayed the sequence of her presentation in her mind. This wasn't just any meeting, it was the meeting. Emma had been working at Carson Tech Solutions for only 6 months, yet this was her chance to present her innovative plan to revolutionize the company's data management system. Mr. Carson, the CEO and a titan in the industry, was known for his no-nonsense demeanor and his sky-high expectations. "You don't get second chances here, Walker," he had told her during the briefing a week ago. Those words had haunted her every night as she painstakingly crafted her presentation. As she turned the corner near the office, Emma's phone buzzed. She pulled it out of her pocket and froze. A notification from her cloud storage app popped up. "Your document has been modified from an unrecognized device." Confused and panicked, she opened the app to see her carefully constructed presentation replaced with gibberish. Graphs were distorted, text was unreadable, and the data points were wrong. It looked deliberate. Emma ducked into a nearby cafe, her heart pounding. Frantically, she opened her laptop, connecting to the cafe's sluggish Wi-Fi. She tried restoring the file, but it was too late. The cloud history was wiped clean. Her stomach churned. Had she been hacked? Was it sabotage? Either way, she was only 2 hours away from the meeting and she had nothing to show. "Breathe," she whispered to herself, but the rising tide of panic was relentless. Her career, her reputation, her future. It all felt like it was slipping through her fingers. A voice interrupted her spiraling thoughts. "Looks like you're in a bit of trouble." Startled, Emma turned to see a man in a hoodie, holding a steaming cup of coffee. His eyes were kind but sharp, like someone who had seen their fair share of tech disasters. "I didn't mean to pry," he said, nodding at her screen. "But it looks like you've got a corrupted file. Data loss, I'm guessing?" Emma hesitated but nodded. "Something like that," she said, not wanting to explain further. The man smiled. "Been there. Name's Alex, by the way. Let me guess, you're relying on a single backup system?" Emma blinked. "Well, yeah. Isn't cloud storage supposed to be reliable?" Alex chuckled. "Sure, until it's not. Look, I've worked in data recovery for over a decade. Here's a free piece of advice, the rule of 3. Always have 3 backups. 1 local, 1 in the cloud, and 1 offline. Redundancy is the only way to safeguard your work." Emma stared at him, the weight of his words sinking in. She had always trusted the convenience of cloud storage, but now she saw the flaw in her approach. "Thanks," she muttered, already formulating a plan in her head. Alex nodded and left the cafe, leaving Emma alone with her thoughts. She spent the next 2 hours in a frenzy, piecing together her presentation from scratch. She scoured her email drafts, dug through old notes, and even recreated some visuals from memory. It wasn't perfect, but it would have to do. When she finally arrived at the office, she was late. The meeting had already started, and Mr. Carson's piercing gaze greeted her as she walked in. "I hope you've brought something worth our time, Ms. Walker," he said, his tone icy. Emma took a deep breath and launched into her presentation. Despite the chaos of the morning, her voice was steady. She adapted on the fly, supplementing the missing data with anecdotes and insights that resonated with the audience. By the time she finished, the room was silent. Mr. Carson leaned back in his chair, a faint smile tugging at his lips. "Impressive recovery, Walker," he said. "We'll discuss next steps." As Emma left the meeting, she felt a wave of relief and pride. She had faced the unexpected and emerged stronger, but more importantly, she had learned a lesson she would never forget. Emma's experience underscores a vital truth. Life is unpredictable, and even the best-laid plans can unravel in an instant. Whether it's a career-defining presentation, a personal goal, or a critical project, setbacks are inevitable. But it's how we prepare and respond to these challenges that define our success. The rule of 3 that Alex mentioned is a principle we can all apply. In the context of data, it's about having a local backup on your device, a cloud-based copy, and an offline version stored securely. This redundancy ensures that if one system fails, you have alternatives to fall back on. But the principle extends beyond data. In life, having a plan B, and even a plan C, can be the difference between failure and resilience. Equally important is the ability to stay calm under pressure. When things go wrong, panic only clouds your judgment. Instead, pause, take stock of the situation, and focus on what you can control. Sometimes, creativity and resourcefulness can compensate for what's lost. Finally, remember that setbacks are not the end, they're opportunities to grow. Every crisis teaches you something valuable, whether it's the importance of preparation, the power of adaptability, or the strength you didn't know you had. Life will test you, but with the right mindset and strategies, you can turn those tests into triumphs. So, plan for the unexpected, stay adaptable, and never stop learning.